So I love webcomics. I make them. They are my fave. I really got into them when I was in middle school, I think, when I started reading webcomics. So yeah, today I wanted to talk about some of my favorite webcomics that I currently read. Disclaimer, I tend to binge read comics, so some of these on the list, I'm not like fully up to date. Like I might not have read them like super recently, but I will eventually. Just give me time. But yeah, I tend to like reading a chapter at a time or like a big group of pages at a time. I find reading week to week. This is one of the flaws of webcomics, and like I totally understand it when my readers get confused, because reading week to week, you forget some of like, you'll forget what you read on the last page, or like something that was mentioned pages ago that you read months ago. So that's why I like to read in batches, because it helps with better understanding. Anyways, Ursula, come on, get on track. So I think my favorite comic is probably Cucumber Quest by GGDG. I've talked about it before. It's like one of my big inspirations for like color and comics, and like it's just such a good webcomic. The colors are fantastic, the story is like wonderful and feel good, and like it's so funny. It's definitely one of those comics that just like, it just fills me with joy. It like makes me think of all the, like it's very reminiscent of like video games and magical girl stuff and fantasy adventures. Like it's so great. It reminds me of all my favorite pieces of those growing up. But yeah, go read it if you haven't. It's super cute. Another comic I love is Full Spectrum Therapy by AK or ALK Comics. I just love this comic. It's so good. I'm like getting giddy thinking about these because I'm like, yeah, comics. Anyways, Full Spectrum Therapy. So it's like a sci-fi kind of alien invasion kind of romance friend drama comic. I don't know how to describe it. It's so unique, but it's LGBT heaven. Oh, I love all the characters. The art is amazing. I love the ink, and the compositions are like a huge inspiration to me. Yeah, AK's stuff is just gorgeous. I love his line work and his color choices, but yeah, compositions especially, like the layouts of his pages, study them. They're so good. Another comic I love is Badmouth by Joking Wallflower, or J. Kiakas. Is that how you pronounce your name? Wallflower, you gotta tell me this one day. Anyways, Badmouth, it's got such a unique art style. Like, Wallflower in particular has this, like, gorgeous art style that's super unique, utilizes shape in such a, like, original way. The character designs are all super, like, unique. They're just so cool. Like, they're never anything I'd think of. They just make me want to be a better, like, character designer, you know? The colors for Badmouth are also gorgeous. They're by Wallflower's girlfriend, Windy Flamingo, and they're so good. But yeah, it's a really cool comic. Like, the world's really neat. The character designs are super cool. Go check it out. Oh, and Wallflower's inks. Mwah, I love. Speaking of awesome inking, another webcomic I follow pretty closely is Devil's Candy by Sulala or Rem. So good. Oh my god, the inks for that are so gorgeous. Like, it's Devil's Candy's like very manga-esque, but yeah, the inking is gorgeous. Like, those are goals of mine. I'm like, I want my inks to be this beautiful. The character designs are super cute, the story's super cute, and it's got that like horror-inspired cuteness that's just like, that's my jam. So that's a comic I follow, and it's really good, and you should go check it out if you haven't already. Another one I like to follow is Knights Errant by Jennifer Doyle. It's another comic with a lot of cool LGBT I get really inspired by like the ink work and like the black and white usage, and a lot of the compositions are really great in that comic. And like Doyle has like wonderful color, so like highly recommend. Really cool comic. And finally on this list, there's lots of other comics that I check in with, but I think these are ones that I've like been looking at recently. Anyway, so the final one I'm going to talk about is called Broken. It's by Ubria. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It's another comic that's very unique, mostly for its like world building and characters. It's this wonderful niche that just speaks to me. It speaks to my soul because it's like fairies mixed with eldritch horrors, and I didn't know I wanted that until I saw it. Because I love fairies, and I love eldritch horrors. So it's like the perfect mix. Anyways, it's a comic that's really cool because like some pages are animated, the characters are adorable, the setting is super unique. Go check it out. It's like I got really obsessed with it when I first found it. So like go check it out. It's super cool. So those are some of my current faves. What are your favorite webcomics that you read? I want to know. I want more good webcomic recommendations. There's many on my like to read list that I need to get to. Like there's like millions of comics that I need to read. I'll get to them one day. My problem is I'm a workaholic, so I mostly listen to audiobooks when I work. So I go through a lot of novels, but sitting down to read comics, I have to like dedicate some time. Also buying the physical book helps, so I'm like, yes, let me buy your book. Anyways, that's all I have for today. If you have any questions or if you'd like to submit a video topic, please leave a comment down below. I will be handling all the art questions, and Bones will be handling all the writing questions. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye!